Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Ben and you are watching Boys and Our Blades. This is a video that I should have done probably 3 years ago. I've had this axe slash hatchet for 3.5 years. But even though I should have done the video a while ago, the one thing that it did do is give me more time with this axe. And I think that's how a lot of reviews should be. Too often people are doing reviews after a week of having the product, and somebody's taking their opinion and they're spending almost $200 on a product. Well, this is something that I've had for 3.5 years, so if I'm recommending it, you can bet your bippy, as my friend would say, that it is an honest and thorough review. The Dirigo Belt Axe by Brant and Cochran is a main wedge pattern hatchet. It is an heirloom product, in my opinion. It really is. I'm sitting it next to the Woodcraft Pack Axe by Council Tool, the 19-inch one. Take a look at some of the measurables. The pole is about an inch bigger. The head itself is about 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch shorter. The blade is about 1/4 of an inch shorter. And I would say that, in all honesty, the only thing that there's two things that the Woodcraft Pack Axe by Council Tool, an American-made product like the Brant and Cochran Dirigo Belt Axe, two things that it has over, that the Pack Axe has over the Belt Axe, is the pole is hardened, and they advertise a 90-degree spine. But if you look at the Belt Axe, the spine is definitely 90 degrees. I have struck a ferro rod on it. You can do it. It works fine. If you think that an advertised spine is a reason to pick a product over another, then by all means. But talking about the hardened pole, you can hit 10 stakes in with it. You can hit a roofing nail in with it. The only thing you can't do is blast another axe. You can't use it straight as a hammer. But if you're tapping in some stuff here and there, which I have done for sure, you're not going to see any problems. The only thing, in my opinion, after using this and the Pack Axe a lot, and this goes for the Hults Bruk Aneby too, the only thing that they have over the wood belt axe, the Dirigo Belt Axe, is the sheath. The sheath for the Woodcraft Pack Axe is much thicker, much more substantial, and is better in every way. The sheath with the Dirigo is very thin, leaves a lot to be desired, but that is the only drawback to this thing. Well, there's also price. It's pretty expensive, but this is something that you're going to pass down to your kids. Like I said, an heirloom product. I was not given this. I was not compensated for this review in any way. Take a look at some of this footage. See for yourselves. I encourage you to take a look at bnctools.com, and I'll throw a couple other links down there in the description of websites that I've done business with and bought stuff from that are trusted and reputable. And yeah. The only other thing I wanted to mention is that even though my sons are not in this video, every scene aside from this one is filmed by them, and I'm really proud of them. You can hear some interaction between my 9-year-old Asher and I in a couple of them. A couple of scenes you can hear my 9-year-old breathing heavy because of his asthma, and I think it's the cutest thing in the world. He is very passionate about the outdoors and being outside, so All of them are, all three of them are. So yeah, take a look at this stuff, make an opinion for yourself, take a look at bnctools.com, and I hope you guys enjoy it. One of the things that not a lot of people know, or that some people will argue about, but it's just not the case. People will say that you can't even hammer in some tent stakes, these soft metal tent stakes with the butt of an axe, unless it's got a hardened pole. This axe, the Dirigo, doesn't have a hardened pole, but hammer tent stakes in all the time, and it doesn't even mar them up at all. It doesn't mushroom anything. Even if you hit a root and you got to hammer it in and, you know, get through a little bit root, it's not going to screw up this butt of this axe. You don't want to blast the butt of this axe off the butt of another axe or off of an anvil, but tapping some soft metal in, like tent stakes or tent pegs, some people call them, or even a roofing nail, you're not going to hurt this as long as you're not blasting it. Be reasonable with it and you're going to have no problem. So there you The one thing I really like about this hatchet is that as far as like chopping goes, I've never held a hatchet that has a better blade profile. The wedge, the main wedge axe, the blade profile for chopping. The shape of the head it just makes it so effective. It really does.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Got the fire going. Dad's chopping wood for the fire.
Little one.
We just got some frog legs.
Yeah, we got some frog legs.
We're gonna cook them over the fire, maybe. Well, we're definitely are.
Not maybe.
Because we got like 7. Yeah, we have 7.
Not like 7. We got 7.
Yeah. Want to save some? Like chop them and save?
Well, no, we got to get the good bed of coals so we can put the pan over it.
Yeah.
So even when you're chopping like fireside, don't bury your hatchet into the dirt. I just put a nice flat piece over it.
Not very flat, it's just...
It's flat. It's good.
It's kind of curvy.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that just took a chunk out of it. Something was on my foot. Now that's hard.
Yep, there's a big knot right here.
Crap.
And this little flat piece of wood is not substantial enough to take a real big whack.
There we go.
So turn the log over. yeah, I really like this Dirigo Belt Axe. Basically, it's the...
Actually, it's kind of a hatchet.
Yeah, well, it's called a Belt Axe. It's the
Oh.
Allagash Cruiser in a smaller form, so I definitely love this thing. Sharpens real nice, and you're not going to have to sharpen it very often.
And it cuts very well.
Yes, it does. Chopping and splitting
Is the best for it.
like no tomorrow. There's our nice flat chopping block. And,
We're not chopping anymore?
I think we're good for some frog legs.
Just put the pan like right in the middle of that?
No, we're gonna we'll move some of the rocks from over there and put the pan right over by the coals.
Look at that, guys! The fire!
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I really recommend checking out the Dirigo Belt Axe from Brant and Cochran. It's an amazing axe / hatchet. Asher was right, it really is a hatchet, but they call it the Belt Axe, so I'm going to go with it. Yeah, it's amazing. I think the only knock I have on it, the sheath that comes with the, it's beautiful. The sheath really is, it's beautiful. It's material, it's like the Gransfors Bruk axes, but it's a little thin. It could be a little thicker. That's the only knock I have on this thing. Everything else is phenomenal. Even the fawn's foot. This was pretty oily the other day. I had just put a fresh coat of boiled linseed oil on it. Pretty slick. I actually probably should have wiped it off and not used it, but I didn't. And my hand didn't even come off because it had this fawn's foot on it. So definitely an awesome hatchet, worth it. It's expensive, like everything else Brant and Cochran does, but like everything else Brant and Cochran does, it is worth it because it's quality, and this is something you'll pass down to your kids.
Yeah.
Maybe not the sheath, but definitely the hatchet.
Yeah,
So,
it's a very good hatchet.
thanks, guys. See you on the next one.
See you guys.